All right,
Look, man.
I think we got our first guest on. Josh, is that you, and are you there?
Yo, I'm here. You see me?
Yeah, we see you, Josh. Can you flip the phone onto the side so we get the full view? Yeah, you go, champ.
Perfect.
So, Josh, I sent you in your inbox a link of the live show because what you see right now is not what the world is seeing, all right? Because I know you're going to be slightly confused. But hello, I am Nestor Gibbs, who you've been communicating with. And I was very interested to get you on the show and just to get to know a little bit more about you, obviously because of your new role training Aron Cater, the R&B singer.
Yeah, man. It's pretty interesting.
How did you connect with him? Why did he choose you to become his boxing trainer?
So random as hell, I saw him training with his old trainer on Instagram, and I just shot my shot, man. I just opened up a gym here in Santa Monica. I knew he was in somewhere along the coast in California. So I reached out to him, and I just literally commented on his photo, and I wrote like, hey, man, no offense, but if you're trying to win a fight, like, this isn't it. You know what I mean? And then I just DM'd him, and I sent him I tagged my gym, and I'm like, hey man, if you need the gym in Santa Monica, let me know. And then he just sent me his number, and then I called him. He didn't pick up. He called me back, and then we just chatted for like an hour, and then he's like, done, let's do it.
Congratulations, man. That's
wow,
amazing.
that's so crazy.
Like,
that's awesome.
That's like the Andy Ruiz version for a trainer, man. That's amazing because we talk boxing here 7 days a week, and we try to employ to all the fighters that listen, the young fighters coming up, amateurs, that social media is so important. We still have stubborn fathers that call into this show because it is a talk show, and they'll say how like, oh, we like to think and talk about social media and the presence or the numbers that a fighter may have in terms of how many followers they might have. All that is very important. Look at the Jake Paul brothers now receiving more than fighters that have won 15 national tournaments because they have those social media followers. But I do want to ask, where did you get your boxing coaching career? When did that start? Because you look so young.
Yeah, man. I was actually an MMA fighter.
Can I stop you for one? Is there any way you have some headphones, or can you like get out of that hallway? It's so echoey.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna run right back. Let me get some headphones.
No problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined right now by Josh, and I didn't ask him to tell us the name properly, but it's Polit, maybe, and he's training Aron Cater, the R&B singer, who's gonna be taking on Lamar Odom.
No. Pop, not R&B.
Nah, definitely he got some R&B tracks. You tripping right now. Why he can't be R&B?
I would say that he does have R&B tracks, but he'd be more considered a pop singer.
Dang, he said pop.
But he does have R&B tracks.
You don't look at me funny like you know. You don't know. Just take the advice, man. Stop saying R&B.
So you think you like a music connoisseur?
But I heard he's got some.
I don't think I know.
he's puffing his young chest out right now.
Yeah, right.
Cocking on y'all right now. You dig?
Josh,
I ain't got a shovel, but I can dig it.
Hey,
Josh, you back?
Yeah, man.
He's a little frozen up real quick.
Yeah, you look frozen
I'm
up.
trying to get the headphones on. Hold on.
All right.
Oh, okay. He's connecting. So
that's an awesome story though, Josh, man.
Yeah,
that's
I was
actually
just watching something the other day too. It's like you got to be calling people, like you got to make calls, like you know what I mean, like that.
Yes.
He
Cold calls are such an underrated marketing tool, man. Just picking up the phone and trying to talk to someone. But Josh, man, let's get
I don't think it works. Sorry about that. The headphones don't work, but
oh man.
Well, we're gonna deal with it.
How do you pronounce that last name, real quick, Josh?
My last name?
Yeah.
It's Polit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound better right
by
there.
the way.
Stay in that room because the other room was too echoey. So just give us your beginning, man. How'd you start becoming a boxing trainer?
I was actually an MMA fighter back in Miami. I'm 33, like you guys said. I'm pretty young, but I was fighting since like 06. I used to be on the same cards as George Masvidal back in Miami, like.
Oh, wow.
Dope.
Like in the underground days, like I used to roll with like Kimbo Slice and like old school Miami days. And then
okay.
I moved here about 10 years ago, and I was just there was more opportunities out here than in Miami for work-wise. And then I'm Cuban, so I've always been a boxing fan, and we, we're a little bit more technical. We have a lot of footwork, and so I was just like, I just started training people. People just started asking me, honestly, at the gym, and I started training people, and then I just kind of worked my way through all the gyms around here and just kind of kept building my privates, and then now I'm lucky enough to have my own gym out here, man.
So, have you had any fighters fight in the amateur circuit or professionally?
Yeah, both. I just had my first pro fighter last year. He won. He tore his bicep in the first round, and then still pulled off the win. I have a girl fighter. What do you say?
What is his name? I mean, we want to give him the publicity.
Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson. He's
Eddie
got an
Jackson.
Instagram.
I had a girl named Jana who was my amateur. She could have been. She had to go back to Canada, man. Her visa ran out. I'm trying to get her back over here. She was my female fighter. You guys see on my page, she was gonna be the next biggest thing, man. And so I'm trying to get her back. And then, like I said, I'm focused on my gym right now, but I'm trying to get local fighters. I'm reaching out to people through social media and just trying to find some up and coming fighters, man.
So Eddie Jackson, what's his ring name?
Ambien.
Yes, I see him. So
Ambien,
so he's MMA
like
and pro boxer.
Yeah, he started out boxing, and then he been in the MMA scene, and then now he's back into boxing.
And this is still your fighter?
Still my fighter, yeah. He has like 3 different coaches though. He trains out of Saxon's. He trains out of my gym for boxing. He's doing it right. He's got a boxing coach, a Thai coach, and then jits coaches and stuff like that.
So with
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
okay.
go ahead,
So when you saw, take us back real quick to the conversation. Okay, you see some footage with Aron, and he sends you his number and y'all call. What was that conversation like? Was it about you selling him on the idea of picking you? Was it just a friendly conversation about what was that like? Yeah,
it was kind of just like dude, I try to gel, like picking a coach is all about who you gel with, right? Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to tell him like my mindset, you know what I mean? I'm like, look, I know that people probably, because he was telling me how like Jesse took money from him, and he's like, he has to hit me up in like 10 days, and like he's focused on his own career right now. So I was like, man, like I focus into all my fighters, dude. I literally call Aron every single day. He just like when he's not training, I told him like, I'm gonna call you every day. I'm gonna make sure your food's right, everything. And I told him the main thing, I'm like, people like to take advantage of celebrities sometimes. And I told him, like, I'm going to charge you the same that I charge everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to charge you more money. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I told him I'm not about the clout. I just genuinely believe that I can make anybody better in boxing with me. Like, that's like, facts I put,
But do you have enough time, though, champ? I mean, we talking about June 12th. You got to First of all, is this even like a legit weight class? Because Lamar looks like a giant. He looks like he's gonna be a natural heavyweight on the day of the fight.
So I got weight's a big problem, which is what I'm telling Aron. I'm like, we need to turn it up, but at the same time, it is a celebrity fight, so it's like Lamar's not training. So then sometimes Aron thinks like he don't gotta train as much, but I'm like, look, man. I feel like Aron's got a lot more riding on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Lamar's supposed to win, right? So if Lamar wins, everybody's gonna be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like he's supposed to win.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Aron wins, he's gonna prove to people that like,
brother, you gotta tell this. You gotta tell Aron this. If he wins, he's gotta knock out Lamar or make Lamar quit of exhaustion, because if you're telling the truth and Lamar is not training, how many minute rounds?
3 1.5 rounds.
Oh, shit.
3 minute-and-a-half rounds?
That's a little. Yeah, but that's not a lot of time, minute and a half.
We have a game plan. We do have a game plan. For sure, like you said one of them already, which is the cardio. Lamar's cardio is going to be trash. I know that. He's still partying. Aron, if there's one thing, everybody's like, oh, he's on drugs, he's on this and that. From what I know, he's just smoking a lot of weed and a lot of cigarettes, which is the cigarettes is a big problem. I told him, like, man, smoke the weed you want. He's trying to get a hypnotist. We're trying to get him off the cigarettes for this fight, and hopefully we turn it up next week. But I told him, man, I'm like serious, right?
How many weeks you got with him?
This is my reputation. Not that like my reputation is relying on this, but I'm like, I don't like to look bad. I told him, I'm going to train him as many times as he wants. I'm literally calling him every day. But if he shows up, like he's been showing up 3 times a week, right? This week he just got back from Philly. He's got some stuff going on. But I see him eating. Oh, sorry.
No, go continue.
No. Yeah. You finish. He's just letting us know that he's got the next question.
Bad and stuff like that, and people hit me up, and a lot of trolls hit me up in the DMs, and are like, "Yo, he's not taking this seriously." And at the moment, I told him next week we got to turn it up. If I keep seeing these sweets and stuff, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna show up day up if he's not ready. So you guys keep an eye on that. I told him, I'm not kidding. Like if he comes just once a week from now to the end of the fight, I'm not gonna show up.
I mean,
Nez, hold on, Nez. Josh, real quick. I want to tell you something. It's a good thing you told Aron, don't worry about Lamar not training, because as a former athlete, it's gonna be like riding a bike for Lamar to get conditioned, because he's used to doing conditioning over his 11, 12 years of playing basketball.
Yeah.
Getting into conditioning shape should be like riding a bike for him. So I'm pretty sure they have a game plan with that. It's more of the boxing that I'm worried about, but actually being in shape. Make sure that Aron is working, because I'm quite positive that Lamar has access to top-notch trainers and facilities that will be able to get himself in shape enough for the fight.
Francis, doesn't he have knee issues though? Like pretty severe knee issues?
Yeah, man, 6'10".
He does, right? They all do. But him specifically, wasn't that a plague throughout his career?
Yeah, Lamar's biggest problem right now is Lamar's got his brain's not right ever since
Exactly. Yep.
His stomach's not right. So I'm planning with Aron I'm trying to kill his jab. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work the body a lot. You know what I mean? And try to just get Lamar tired, because you said that Lamar's an athlete, but so was Nate Robinson, and we saw how good that worked out.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
That's why I said the boxing skills is where it comes into play. If you can get him right boxing-wise, he'll be fine.
A cakewalk. So Lamar, from what I know, and I have people hitting me up, he's in Decatur, Georgia. He's at the strip clubs every weekend. He's eating like shit. He lifted up his shirt. He's fat, which is the problem. You know what I mean? If he's heavy and he just comes and starts swinging, that's a problem for Aron. But if we can outpoint him, like literally like stick and move, you know what I mean? Go to the body, move. Go to the body, move. Lamar's hunched over. Remember, Lamar's punching down. Lamar has one video on his coach's Instagram, because he don't post nothing, where he literally finishes boxing and then he goes like this and adjusts his back, and then the video cuts. Like his back's not good, his legs aren't good, and his coach is not. He's an old school coach. There's a lot of old school coaches in this boxing world, as you guys know, and this sport's evolving, and some people are just staying behind with these old style coaches. I don't think his coach is telling him like, yo, spread your feet wide, throw the jab. His coach is just like, yeah, whatever, throw the jab, blah, 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 blah. So, I got a plan, and let's hope that we can execute it.
Is there a legitimate beef between these two at all?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Aron's actually a really, really, really nice guy. Really nice guy. I told him too, I'm like, my people, I mean, Aron likes to smack talk and stuff like that too, but I told him, I go, we talk with actions here, you know what I mean? I go, you stay quiet, don't talk trash, and just let your work do the talking, you know what I mean?
What's your plan for expanding his sparring as you get deeper into camp?
I got two guys for him, right? I got one guy who's my dog, Big Jack. He's Logan Paul's main sparring partner. My buddy's 6'6", a pro, and he's nasty. He's nasty. So people are like, oh, are you going to have Big Jack spar with him? And I'm like, no, because that's something that a lot of these kids, like a lot of people that are trying to do celebrity matches, they make the mistake of training with pros. What my buddy's so good, like what's he going to do just by letting him hit him? You know what I mean? So instead, I got Aron's main sparring partner is one of my clients who's 6'5", who's been training with me for about like 2 years. I feel like that's more realistic, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a bad shoulder. He's got a long jab. He's tall as hell. If he spars with my buddy who's a pro, my buddy's just going to let him work. You know what I mean? He's not really going to learn much from that. So I'm having Aron fight tall amateur guys instead of pros.
No, where's the counterbalance between, as a coach, wanting to get him beat up's the wrong word, but hit and used to getting punched, and at the same time not pushing him so much that he's taking so much punishment that he's like getting discouraged? How do you find that balance with a guy like Aron?
We do a lot of technical sparring. We do a lot of technical, like they'll be going and then I'll stop, and then they'll be going and I'll stop, and I'll be like, look what you did here, look what you did here. And then towards the end of that, we just start doing rounds. We just start doing some straight rounds. But his cardio is gonna be a big. I told him, man, I'm like, you know, I can only teach him so much when he comes to me. It's what he does on his own. He needs to get his cardio. He's got a pool. I told him swim laps in the pool. So I'm gonna do literally the most that I can possibly do. Like I told you guys, I call him every single day. It's up to him, dude. I told him, I'm like, if you want to win this fight, you have all the tools to do it. Because I was surprised of actually how athletic he actually was. Like, he could do backflips and all that stuff, and I had no idea. I mean, he was a dancer for so many years, so I kind of had an idea, but
That's
I
true.
work out. So he's got it in him. It's up to him whether he wants to win this fight or not.
Hey, Josh, can I ask you a question real quick? Now, my host, we're going through Aron's Instagram, and he was showing a couple clips of him hitting the bob, and it didn't look like the bob was moving according to host. What type of power is Aron carrying?
He actually he's got that, man. How can I say this on a radio station? Got that farmer strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That white boy farmer strength.
Yeah.
Those skinny cats, you know what I mean? That just like pack a punch. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he's got in him.
It's like their strength builds as it goes. Like you're pushing them and they're pushing them, and then it's like, wait a minute, they have another gear. You know what I mean? It's this weird, like you said, white boy strength. But it's like, I mean, I grew up with like a lot of dudes that farmed and stuff like that in South Texas. And bro, you're not wrong. Those dudes are like, I mean, they weigh like 90 pounds soaking wet, and you know they're super strong. It's crazy.
You're melon if they hit you.
Word, exactly.
Yeah, he's got like little heavy, kind of heavy hands, surprisingly. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like in the last round, which I'm not posting any sparring stuff, right? Because I don't want people to know, because we have a specific plan. But at the end of the last round, I had also my guys sparring too. A lot of my different guys that I have sparring. On the last round of his first day sparring, everybody clapped after, because he like got everything and like landed a couple, like, you know, working some overhands, you know what I mean, in there, you know. So he's got it in him, dude. I told him he's got it in him to win this fight. It's up to him whether he wants to win or not.
How long has he been with you now, training in totality?
3 weeks, but a total of like 6 times I've seen him.
Oh wow! So yeah, you rushed it. I'm glad that you did that. See, because I just want you to know, we not only are we experienced because we interview a professional fighter or world-renowned trainer every day, but we put on our own shows similar to this. Obviously, they're not celebrities. We give the average Joe, our very own listeners that call in and show up to these fights, the opportunity to get in the ring and have that experience of a real fight. And that first fight is difficult. It's very, very difficult. You know, when I'm matchmaking these guys, I love to matchmake two completely novice people because, you know, sparring
according to weight class too.
Sparring is very important. Yeah, we don't go outside of what, like, this is crazy to me. I'm afraid.
Crazy. I don't know how they were able to sanction this, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. I'm afraid Aron is gonna get hurt because of just I mean, I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
You know, like, this dude is 6'10".
You'd be great sparring for Aron, man.
Yo, bring me in. But you guys are. I'm in Florida, man. I just moved to Florida. You guys are all the way in freaking Cali. But I'll come.
So
call
me
me and I'll
boxing,
come.
They have bigger gloves too. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah, no,
and they
I
have
use
headgear,
20s.
apparently.
No, great.
They're
great.
20s.
I'm
23,
glad.
23.
Okay.
Whoa.
No, that's
I don't even
good.
know how they got those.
That's weird that
Damn.
they made 20.
I know.
I'm
Those
used
the
to
old school
headgear.
joints.
I'm used
So
to.
I don't think any of the two are getting knocked out. You know what I mean?
What? No.
Because of that.
No. Listen, I'll send you some tapes of our fights. We're already on our 11th season. June 12th, we actually have our own card in Wisconsin. And, brother, a 49-year-old, okay?
Yeah.
Sweetheart of a man. His name is Sir Bishop. Christian guy. Every morning he texts you. And we never thought. So we put a 49-year-old, never fought. 44-year-old, already had 2 fights. Blanked him. With headgear.
Man.
With headgear and 16-ounce gloves. Now, yes, that's a 7-ounce difference. But, you know, 16 ounce and headgear, he knocked him out cold, man. Like,
Have you guys seen any other basketball players box or hit mitts?
Shaq and Oscar is what we were talking about.
James Harden, I seen James Harden, Dame Lillard, those guys, they get on the mitts and hit.
I've seen Dame in my gym too. How do any of them look good hitting mitts?
Nobody looks good doing mitts that's not in. That's not
awkward.
a boxer.
Mike Rashad looks pretty good. Mike Rashad looks
doesn't translate very well. It doesn't translate.
Yeah,
they don't spread their legs. They don't know how to rotate.
But Josh, I don't know if you hiding all the footage, but what is out there? Aron looks like a white boy. No disrespect, but he looks like a white boy. Like, you know. And matter of fact, are you Cuban over here or born over there?
Cuban. I'm from Miami, East Coast.
But born over here or over there?
Oh, born over here.
Okay. I'm Dominican, born over here. Same thing, you know. Yeah, but you still got the culture,
Mexican,
right?
born
You still
over
got
here.
the culture.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I honestly, I wouldn't have hit him up if I didn't think he had a chance. You know what I mean? I believe everybody's got a chance if I train him. If I can train anybody for 2 months, you give me a full camp, you'll be surprised.
So walk me through his sparring, the first sparring. How'd that look, and how many minutes was it? What gloves did he have on?
He had 16s because that's obviously the heaviest we can get. You know, I'm trying to find some like 20-ounce gloves to get him ready. But you know, he gassed out. As you know, he gassed out in 30 seconds.
Everlast makes 28 ounces.
Those 28. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to get, you know, but I think 16. So I have him training with weights in his hands. So he's been sparring with 16s. He's got headgear.
So wait, slow down, champ. So you said that the first sparring he got knocked out in 30 seconds or body shot?
No, he gassed out.
Oh, gassed out.
Yeah,
okay.
He didn't get gassed out. He gassed out because he doesn't know how to. You know, people got to learn that how to breathe in there.
Breathe in.
So wait. So 30 seconds in, he gets gassed out. Does he stop? Does he go to the corner? What does he do?
He just drops to a knee, and then I stopped it. And then he comes up, and I give him tips on how to breathe and how to do this, how to do that. He was chasing. We're going to get Lamar to kind of come to him, you know what I mean? We're going to get Lamar to come to him. Move. And then he's got to come to – we're going to gas this fool out. That's one of the main plans. But in order for that to happen, Aron's got to get his own cardio on check.
So when he stood up and you gave him some tips, what happened next? Did he take off his headgear?
He went a minute.
Oh, so he didn't get back in the ring. He didn't like recoup, like take 2 minutes.
No, yeah. He recouped, and then we restarted, and then it's like, all right. Then he goes. Then for a minute. Then he went a whole minute without getting tired. Then he went a minute 30, and then we started working from a minute 30 because everybody has it in them. Once you learn how to breathe and stuff like that, and not get so tense. Once he started relaxing. He and stopped doing the running, you know what I mean? Because he was running around the ring, and literally my boy was in the middle, just circling, and I'm like, look, you're running. He's literally just turning. You're not getting him tired. So I showed him how to get the person to move to him and make the other person tired, opposed to himself.
It's the anxiety that gets.
Yo, that's exactly what I did in my first fight. I literally he just circled me. I mean, honestly, it was kind of embarrassing, like how easy he did it. But that's what it was that, I landed a shot. I got really excited. But, it's one of those things like Ness said it too. It's not so much time and you don't realize that. And then after the fight's over, you're like, yo, that went by super fast. Like
you blink and it's over.
Yeah. So it's, you know what I mean?
Hey Josh, I wanted to tell you that everybody that you're listening to has jumped in the ring and swang.
Yes.
The host right there he's the IBF heavyweight champion. He did vacate. He's 4-0 with a bunch of knockdowns and stoppages. His accolades are through the roof. We got Alex.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about who won and lost, but
relax. We all got in the ring and did our thing. So we're speaking from, you know what I mean? I'm doing it just so you have background.
I actually just sent you the link to our latest show here in Florida that we did at Kid Kelly Boxing and Fitness. It was streamed on the BPE network, and they were so gracious to let us upload it to YouTube for further promotion. So I sent it to you so you can see what our community does, and it's getting quite big. This is going to be our 11th. That was the 10th one. Just so you can see, and you'll actually get to see there my co-host. That was his first fight. He's from Canada. Francis, so you could just raise your hand so he knows.
You guys ever watched LS Mania?
And I'm from Canada too, by the way. But LS Mania, what's that?
Nah, never heard of that.
Mania, my guy's Jason Ellis. Jason Ellis has like a kind of like what you guys do, which is like he gets his listeners to fight each other.
Yeah. I know him. He has a channel.
He was on XM. He was on XM, and they let him go.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Now he's on.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. He does. Yeah, I watch his.
He
stuff.
does boxing.
He does everything.
He does everything. He was like a pro skateboarder back with like Tony Hawk. He has a podcast.
He does.
With Tony Hawk.
Yeah, he does boxing, but he also does like real time, like self defense stuff, and you know what I mean. Like he does everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. What you guys do? Like he had fights during COVID going on. We had to go to Lake Havasu because they were the only people that let us sanction the fight, and it was on floating platforms. People were boxing like.
But wait,
there was like a blindfold match, and people like falling into the water with like headgear, gloves on, in a lake.
What in the hell?
Yo, that's nuts.
Yeah,
bro. I gotta see that.
So I get
gotta
it.
see that.
No, I
Maybe
get
we
it.
could do a collab. You know what I mean?
No. I get it. But nah, it's not like us. So like, we want to and try to stay always with amateur and like we do like semi-pro because obviously they have the headgear and the 16-ounce gloves, but we allow an 8 count. We don't want to just, get someone murdered. We allow an 8 count. We kind of use, we're sanctioned. So IBO gives us medallions or the WBC will give us belts. So, we fighting on a platform falling in the water. That's more like American like gladiators.
That's his way. Yeah, that's his thing. You guys do. Yeah.
Some American ninja stuff.
Yeah, we want to stay traditional. I want to stay traditional boxing because, our thing, a lot of amateurs sign up. Like, we just had a national guy. We just had a national guy sign up. And, we've had numerous amateurs sign up and fight. We even had a former pro fight, a semi-pro guy from the UK fight. So, yeah. But I am excited for Aron. People are laughing at me, right? Because I guess I'm not supposed to be listening to Aron Carter, but I had his first album, man. So this was, I was genuinely interested in his fight because I'm like, yo, what is this dude doing fighting Lamar Odom? And I said, I gotta get you on the show because I don't want you to get him killed. Really, we all know what it is to get in there, and he's not gonna die.
You guys don't. If June 12th comes around and you guys don't see me in his corner, don't look at the fight. You know what I mean? It's gonna be dangerous. If I'm there, that means he gave it his best shot. I'm honest. I told him, I'm like, yo, if you don't give this 100% where I think,
but
because
he's not, Josh. If you've got him for 3 weeks and you've only seen him 5 times, that's literally like 1.2 average. He's got to do better.
Yeah, but you got to understand.
I get it.
Listen,
I also believe Lamar's doing nothing at all.
Yeah, but you can't.
Listen. I don't know if y'all heard.
Yo, Mario.
Listen, I don't know if you heard.
This sport that you can't count on the other man.
Listen, I 100% understand where you're coming from, and I think that you're looking at this from a promoter point of view, right? And Border Wars, but you got to understand the celebrity matches and exhibitions that's going on. GSP was on the Joe Rogan show, and he was training with Freddie Roach. Freddie told him that, I forgot his name again. What's he's fighting? Paul's fighting
Ben Askren or something?
Ben Askren.
Yeah, Ben Askren.
He said Askren showed up 1 week. That was it. Never showed up again. He went, he got his IG footage so that he could show people that he was training with Freddie Roach, and he never showed up again. And that's not to Ben Askren is a world-class athlete. He is one of the best stamina dudes that's ever existed. But at the end of the day, he went 1 week. You know what I mean? So
no, I agree.
How much these guys really train?
Askren was supposed to come to train with me. But once again, because he's friends with my guy Jason Ellis, and he was on his podcast, and he's like, "Yo, you got to train with my coach." Like, but I'm not a name, you know what I mean? I'm not a name, so he didn't come train with me. He trained with Freddie, and 1 week, like you said, is definitely not enough. But he's still a Let's not forget, Ben Askren he's an NCAA champ. He's you said the stamina king. He went undefeated for a long time in MMA. Obviously, his hands are terrible.
Terrible.
We'll see, but I do think he could take a punch, dude. He survived Robbie Lawler. Let's not forget that.
Man, that dude's getting slept, man. He came to the
Robbie Lawler's a punch.
I think he loses, but I think he loses because of skill.
He came to the press conference with a dad bod in a pregnant mom's stomach. He's done.
No, for sure.
And flip-flops too. And that's the thing. Everybody is taking these kids on as YouTubers. they're gonna creep up on people. Like I bet you Logan Paul hits Floyd with a nice shot. He ain't gonna win, but he gonna hit him with a nice shot. Floyd gonna realize I'm in here with a cruiserweight.
I do know that Jake Paul fights guys way lighter than him. Way lighter than him.
I mean,
he won't fight nobody his weight because our guys have tried to. Like I told you, my guy is Logan's main sparring partner. So he told me, he's like, yo, Jake only fights guys lighter than him. He won't fight nobody his weight. You know what I mean?
But by fight, you mean official fight or sparring?
Sparring. And, you know, he goes balls to the wall. He won't spar my guy. For example, he won't spar. Logan knows. Logan knows what people don't know. And he knows that Jake don't spar no good guys. Logan, I'll give him that. Logan does spar with some pros. You know what I mean? And Jake does those little videos with the pros, but he spars guys that are way lighter than him that are like, you know, not even amateurs.
Yeah, I seen clips of his sparring. These guys just taking shots, basically.
Taking shots.
Looks like he got him off the skate park.
Yeah, paid him some money. Like, yo,
guys come to his house, they're like bums, dude.
Hey, I got $100. Come take some punch in the face real quick, man.
No, yo, he trust me. He goes in like Rocky with them in the meat freezer.
Logan's
he's juiced out of his mind, so you already know how that goes. That's why he was so red at that press conference.
He was.
He was Ben Askren won that press conference.
Oh hell yeah, man! He mushed him. He said, "Man, you ain't even mine."
Let me.
Yo,
see.
if I was an NCAA champ and the captain of the Olympic team when I was on it, you think I'd be careful with this YouTube kid tells me? Come on, man. That guy's a top athlete.
Nessa, were you gonna roll into the question?
Yeah, you got him pulled up.
Call you pull up.
I can pull him up if
Let's see what we got from the people for you. We got the first one is from Newark, New Jersey. King Amin says, "Peace, coach. What kind of easy or low budget routines would you prescribe for a novice in training who's mostly training at or from his home?"
Man, there's so much because of COVID. There's so many there's so much FaceTime right now. Every trainer's offers privates from around the country, around the globe. You know, get a trainer, just get a trainer, like hit him up on the DMs and just be like, hey coach, can you give me like half an hour training sessions through Zoom? You know what I mean? Do like a little Zoom session just to do the basics, you know, shadow boxing. Go to YouTube, look up Cuban boxing techniques because there's a lot of bad quality out there. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. The market's so watered down right now because everybody's trying to be a boxing trainer. You know what I mean? That is kind of tough. So do your research. I would say do your research before you pick a coach, and then just start with the basics.
All right, Doomy, you got it pulled up. Next one is from
I got him. For it. Big Casual says, "What's up, coach? Other than yourself, who would you consider the best trainer in boxing right now?"
Oh man, I would say no boxing, no life. And you already know.
Eddie Reynoso.
So all day, every day.
Anybody you look up to?
Yeah, Reynoso, and I have a local guy for you, Julian Chua, because he's a young coach, and there's not enough young coaches around here. And if there are young coaches, I don't think they're knowledgeable enough. I think they're just all clout.
Well,
so definitely Reynoso is who I study. I know him better than any other coach.
Boo Boo Andre has a trainer about your age, man. He's been with him forever, yeah.
I'm going to check him out.
All right, next one's coming in from Coach Myers. Says, good morning, champ. I see you have a history fighting in MMA and training MMA fighters. What's the biggest technical difference when training an MMA fighter for an MMA match versus training a boxer for a boxing match?
Good question.
It's the way they punch. They're different punches. They're longer, and they leave them out there. What a lot of MMA guys do is they do posing, you know what I mean, where they leave the punch out there, where in boxing, you leave a punch out there, and they're going to eat up your ribs, you know what I mean? So that's the main thing. The stance is different. The feet are closer together, and the arms are out wider, where in boxing, arms are in and feet are super wide. So that's the main thing. When I get an MMA fighter that's trying to box a lot, the main thing I do is I do a lot of footwork with them. Mainly, because I believe the footwork is definitely different. And, they got to do a lot of swing out drills. It's definitely different. So it's definitely, I just do that. I just make their feet wider bring their elbows in, and just, kind of talk to them strategy, because it's different. It's a different chess match too. You know what I mean?
Hey, Josh, I got a question. Can I slide in here real quick, Alex?
Yeah.
2 questions. The first one is potential fight between Bones Jones and Francis Ngannou, and the second fight is happening is the great Anderson the Spider Silva versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Give us your take, please.
Man, okay, I'm gonna do the Anderson Silva one first. I would have loved that fight, 10 years ago. I think Cesar Chavez, he can literally win this fight doing what he does without even trying. And I'm definitely not a fan of his. Definitely not a fan. But I think he beats Anderson just because Anderson's too old. His chin's gone. And if you're getting knocked out by Chris Weidman, you're definitely gonna get knocked out by a boxer, no matter who it is. You know what I mean? And then John Jones, man, I think Ngannou finally did it. I was stoked that he did it, because I think he is the baddest man on the planet. Besides John Jones, man, I still can't count John Jones out. Still can't. That man can do it all. You know what I mean? Perfect. I always go with the wrestler. I'm a wrestling head, and John Jones, nobody could put on weight like he can, man. He puts on weight and he looks good when he puts that weight on. And he's been doing it smart this time. He's been taking time. He's looking yoked. If anybody could do it, it's John Jones, but he better not get caught, because Ngannou will knock anybody out.
All right, next was coming in from Steve in the UK.
Hold up. Since he sounds so high on John Jones, there was an earlier debate about John Jones crossing over and facing Canelo Alvarez in a boxing match. Who would you pick?
Canelo over anybody.
That's right. All day.
Canelo a couple years ago, you know what I mean? A couple years ago, I would have said, Floyd's the best, the greatest. Whether I like him as a person or not, he's the best all time, to me, my personal opinion. Canelo, we are watching the greatest right now. Mm-hmm. We're watching it happen, because he's doing things that no one's ever done. Mm-hmm. When he fought that last guy in Miami, he literally said, I'm going to try to have a perfect fight. Who does that? Mm-hmm. He got hit like twice that entire fight. And when he first got hit the first time, he got pissed. You know what I mean? He literally tried to do a perfect fight against a pro. That's insane.
Preach, man. Did you say you wanted to come on every week?
Man, I would love to, man. I love talking boxing. I can't find enough people to talk to boxing about, to talk about boxing with.
Nah, man, we're gonna make sure we get you on here regularly, man. Any fan of Canelo is a fan of me. Let's go. We gotta stick together, man. When these fighters are doing great things, we have to praise them now, so that other fighters behind them try to do the same, man.
Try to live up to it. Yep.
Yeah, man. Instead of, this kid's 30 years old, Canelo. And, we just had Robert Garcia on last night telling us that Jaron Ennis, who's 23, and Virgil Ortiz, who's 23, it's too soon.
Way too soon. Nobody should be fighting. If I was everybody else, I'd just wait till Canelo gets old, because Canelo's not beating.
No. I've been wanting him to fight Canelo. I don't mean Canelo. I mean that it's too soon for them to fight each other.
For them to fight each other?
Yeah.
Virgil Ortiz and Ennis?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If people tried to be like Canelo fought Mayweather at 23. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Everybody's on this slow path. They criticize Canelo, but if they really sat back and realized what he's done and try to do it, they'll see damn, it's actually hard to do some of that stuff.
And he doesn't care about the record. That's why he fought Floyd. He literally thought he could beat Floyd when he fought Floyd. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. These kids are trying to duck, the whole, everybody's trying to duck each other, because no one wants to ruin that perfect record. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is the biggest problem to me in boxing right now. I just feel like people just got to fight. You know what I mean? Look, Canelo's got a loss. And if you're going to ask me, I thought he lost for sure one, if not both Triple G fights, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Did you say you never want to come back on the show? Is that what you just said? Did he just say he never wants to be?
I'm a Canelo fan, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I just think Canelo's a guy that takes risk and chances, which people aren't doing now, and that's why he's gonna become the greatest. Because you can't fly unless you dare to suck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hey, Josh, De La Hoya versus Eddie Alvarez. What's your take?
Man, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with De La Hoya, man. I don't know why.
I think you got to.
I hope De La Hoya is, you know.
And I was always I liked
serious.
young De La Hoya. I hated later De La Hoya because I think he used to run too much. You know what I mean? But I remember when he fought Floyd in Miami. I remember exactly where I was at, and I was the only person going for Floyd in that entire place. And look what he became. But I don't know, man. I think I always got boxers and boxing matches for the most part.
All right, Alec.
All right, the next one's coming in from Steve in the UK. He says, "Hey, Coach, thanks for coming on the show. Are you rocking the mullet by choice or is it a forced decision due to hairdressers being closed?"
But when is it ever forced? Let me show you guys my Kentucky waterfall here.
Oh,
my Kentucky waterfall. Shit. He said, I'm rocking out the mullet, and we're bringing the '80s back in style.
Someone has to bring it back. You know what I mean? Somebody had to do it.
He said, "Thanks for coming on the show, Steve in the UK."
Thanks, Steve.
Man, Steve.
And this next one's coming in from Dominic Christoph. He said, "You got Billy Joe or Canelo, and Logan Paul or Jake Paul to win against each other. Shout out to Disney. Shout out to PBC and TBV."
Just to get out the way, Logan Paul, the older brother, always wins, right? He's more athletic and he fights. I think Logan fights better boxers. Even though, God, I hate I'm gonna say this. Even though I think Jake's got a better set on him, I just think that older brother mentality. I just think Jake's very insecure. You know what I mean? Jake's a very young, insecure kid, and I think when you have that many insecurities, you're your own enemy. You know what I mean? I think Logan, even though, like I said, I think Jake's got a better set on him. I think Logan, just being the older brother and just training with better fighters, if they actually had a full camp against each other, the older brother wins. And then Canelo and Billy Joe, man, like I said, no one's beating Canelo. If anybody can win some rounds against him, I think it's Billy Joe. But I think we're about to watch Canelo ascend into Super Saiyan level. We're about to see something we've never seen before.
Coach, who's your favorite Cuban fighter?
Oh man. Right now, I got Robesi, Tren. He's the two-time Olympic gold medalist who just came to
But he lost his debut, champ. He lost his debut and he switched trainers twice already.
I know, but he's with Salas now. Oh, I didn't mention him earlier. He's above Reynoso, above anybody. Ismael Salas is my favorite coach in the world. Which is why
he did a great job with Ugas.
Linares is back with him. And you guys got robbed in that Porter fight. If you guys saw that fight, he won that Porter fight.
I don't know about all that, but it was a tight fight.
I think he won that fight. You know, I know I'm biased, but
I'm biased too. Listen, I'm biased too. We had Robert Garcia last night, but also Ken Porter, so I'm a little biased.
Okay, that's why. Man, he had him on his heels the whole time. So I think I think Ugas and Etren for sure.
The issue with Ugas for me is that all his counters are like shovel uppercuts to the body, which the judge.
He's got the best shovel uppercuts to the body for sure.
But you can't see it because he falls in. He smothers his work. So it's like he waits for you to throw, pulls back, boom, boom, and now they're in each other's, and the judge ain't get to see that clean. When if it's pulled back, boom, and you hook somebody, it's more cleaner. People can see that. But you doing this, you look like a fucking novice doing this shit in the ring, man. Get out of here.
I know, but the way that he was, what does Porter do? Porter puts the heat on people. He pushes the pace. This was the first person that had Porter on his toes, and you already know it was a split. So like I thought he won the fight, man. I thought he was in the last round. He was like slipping shit and like made him look like he made Porter look not so good, especially towards the end. Especially the crowd. The crowd was in his favor. The crowd was chanting for him for once, which is the Cuban fighters always get the shit end of the stick because they're always older. They come to this country old. Oh, we got Cuban Flash. Keep an eye out for the Cuban Flash. Who's training with Canelo.
You talking about Frank Sanchez?
Yeah, Flash, Cuban Flash.
I don't know, man. His last fight, I don't know, man. He
was slow. I told people, I bet you he got his nickname Flash when he was still in Cuba. and he was light as hell. And now he came to America and he put on some weight. You know what I mean? He ain't so fast anymore.
He's not even a big heavyweight, right? Isn't he like 6'2", maybe?
Yup. But he's kind of like a Joe Joyce. You know what I mean?
No
he's like,
way.
He's like slow.
I don't know about that, man.
No way.
Sorry, Josh. I can't agree with that.
Joe Joyce
I said he's slow, but he'll knock you out.
Joe Joyce's his jab breaks walls down, man.
Man, I know.
Juggernaut.
I said like Joe Joyce. Like, not, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Yo,
he put that guy through the ropes, man. Like, it was a slow, boring fight. But he put that guy through the ropes, man. He sat on the ropes. That's a good one.
We got another one from James Benitez that says, Coach, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Do you believe, hypothetically, Canelo could compete at heavyweight? If so, what top heavyweight you think he can beat?
Man, I don't know, man. You know what? Man, I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna give you the name, man. I'm gonna give you the name since you don't know who he could beat. You sure you don't want a little bit of time to pick your own?
I don't need a name. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he could beat a lot of fools, dude. Like look what he did with Smith. Look what he did with Smith.
But he said heavyweight though. He said heavyweight.
No, I know. But I'm saying look what he did with somebody who's got height over him. Canelo's a smart fight. Canelo's the smartest fighter we've seen. He took away his bicep, dude. Like, who did that? He targeted the bicep and killed his punches. Smith broke the record for most jabs in a fight. He took away his punch by literally throwing all his weight into this specific arm and killed it. He could do that to anybody. He's gonna kill that arm. I think he's just so smart that he could. And look how much he's squatting. He could put on some weight, man. I think Canelo could beat anybody besides the top heavyweights.
Yeah, but what top heavyweight do you think he can beat?
He could beat Stavern. I don't know if he's a top heavyweight anymore, but
damn. See, I'm dreaming way bigger than you. I'm on record. I think he'll beat Usyk.
Oh no. That's the one. No. I love Usyk.
Bro, did you see Usyk's last 2 heavyweight fights?
I know, but man, yo, Usyk is coming. He's coming. Usyk's coming, man. He's strong.
When?
He's good. Quick.
He ain't beating Joe Joyce.
No, that's the fight. No. I got Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce is an old school Salas guy. So I've been having Joe Joyce. He needs to make his rise already. They didn't have Joe Joyce fight. Joe Joyce used to he put it on Fury and when they were fighting at Big Bear together. Well, my guys told me he put it on Fury. So I think Joe Joyce is gonna be somebody to look up to coming up for sure. People don't know about him too much.
We got another late submission from LJ Juarez, our ringer, who says, hey, coach, saludos de un mexicano. Espero que tengas mucho éxito. Who is your favorite fighter of all time? I'm a huge Canelo fan. I've always said he lost the first GGG fight, so I feel what you're saying.
Same. Favorite fighter of all time? Man. Don't hate me for this, but, Money Mayweather. Money Mayweather was
yes.
Money May all day. Don't follow
Mayweather. That's
green print.
He was as defensive as he is now, but he was attacking and he was knocking fools out. But randomly enough, my favorite fighter when I was younger was Tito Trinidad. Randomly enough, because my stepdad, who's like a Cuban, like a Cuban rafter from '96. You know what I mean? He's the one who always told me about the Cuban guys in Cuba. And he was always telling me about the young Latinos coming up. And he told me about Tito Trinidad. So when I was a young kid, he was the first like young fighter that I kind of followed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As much as you can in those days without internet and stuff like that. So to me, Tito's got a little special spot. But it's definitely, it's definitely Money Mayweather, man.
Hey, Josh, we had a question yesterday I want to ask you. The question was the top welterweights right now. Which one of them beats Tito Trinidad, if any?
In their prime, though.
In their prime, yeah. In a prime Tito Trinidad versus Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia.
Ooh, guys, why are you keeping his Cuban champ out?
We didn't let me finish. You terrible.
I think he beats Thurman. I think the only one that could. I think he beats Porter. Because remember, Tito is knocking people out with a jab, dude. You don't see that no more. Who does that anymore?
Jamel Charlo.
Yeah, okay. But remember when he fought Mayorga and he always used to like take a shot from somebody And then when he told Tito, he goes, hit me. And Tito went, bah! And he went, yo, I'll never forget that for the rest of my life, dude. That jab, he has the best jab. But I think Spence is the guy that, I think Spence is the only guy that could beat Crawford, to be honest. I got Spence.
Say it again. Just say that one more time for the people that in the back that didn't hear you.
I think Spence beats Crawford. And if I was Crawford, I want to fight Spence now before he gets any better, because I think nobody's beating Spence. Canelo. I think he's the next Floyd. No joke. I think nobody's beating him.
Canelo gonna beat him in Dallas Cowboys Stadium in front of 100,000 at a catch weight of like 164.
If I was Spence, I would never fight Canelo. He don't need to.
That's his biggest fight. If he don't fight that fight, he'll never make. Fuck, yo, Kovalev got 14 million, Josh.
No. The money's there.
Listen,
but Spence,
that's Kovalev.
I think the Crawford fight's the money fight. If I was Spence, I want to fight Crawford right now.
Listen, hell no. Crawford ain't the. If you really could get the Canelo fight, that's the money fight. If Canelo could give Kovalev, who's like 35, 14 million without tickets, Spence versus Canelo, and him and Billy did 70,000. They already sold 70. It's no way. Him and Earl. Spence Canelo does like 100,000, man. Easy.
But that's money versus legacy, you know what I mean? And I think Spence, but
that is the legacy.
The same thing happened between Canelo and Floyd, where like after Spence fights Canelo, he can ascend to that level of greatness.
But Josh,
you know what I mean?
Josh, what's the greater win if Spence beats Canelo what's the greater win if Spence beats Canelo or if Spence beats fucking Crawford?
If he beats Canelo, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's what he just said. Josh just said that if he beats him, the ascending into he just said that.
Oh, I thought he was saying that the legacy fight was Crawford.
He can lose to Canelo. He can lose to Canelo like Canelo lost to Floyd and then ascend to that next level.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
He wasn't listening to Josh. It's all good. I got your back.
Absolutely.
Man, but no one's beating Canelo. No one's beating him.
I don't know, man. They saying Caleb Plant might put the hands on him.
I would love Caleb Plant to fight anybody who's good. How about that?
Wow.
Oh, shots fired.
I know he's over there.
Coach, I got another one for you. Who you thought won, De La Hoya or Trinidad, since you so honest?
Trinidad. I don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. De La Hoya should have never took those last 3 rounds off. That's his own fault. This is a boxing match. This is not a dancing. This is not a dancing show. This is not Dancing with the Stars. Absolutely, I agree with you, Trinidad, all day.
De La Hoya fought him too late. He fought him too late when he was already on that. When he became the running De La Hoya, where he would run away from everybody he fought.
Hey, Josh, one more from me. Benavidez, Big Charlo, Jamal Charlo.
Benavidez. That's one of my guys, bro. I love Benavidez, man. I love that guy.
Okay, Benavidez, Canelo.
For all the thick boys out there, you know what I mean? He's just tall. He's got no body. What you say, Benavidez who?
Canelo.
No, he don't want that. Nobody wants that. He don't want that smoke.
Who don't want it?
Benavidez don't want that smoke.
Oh, so you think Benavidez can't even beat Canelo?
Nope.
All right, I'm with you on that, man. I'm telling you.
Billy Joe's the only guy that can, because of the style because of the way he fights, and he's got the only speed to keep up with Canelo. But I'm telling you, Canelo's about to be at a level. If we thought he's about to do some things, man.
What about this one? I've been on record for at least a year now. I've been saying Canelo can beat Arthur Beterbiev right now.
Yeah, for sure. What's the argument on that?
No. Some people don't think because Beterbiev's such a big puncher.
No, wait, man. He's too smart. It's not about the punching. He doesn't get hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he created like he don't get hit. He don't take punishment. He's too smart. He'll take away your biggest weapon away from you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're watching greatness right now. No one's ever been doing what Canelo's about to do, man.
Certain people don't want to call him great because he hasn't fought any of the Charlo brothers.
Who have the Charlo brothers fought?
Well, Jamel.
That's my question.
Jamel has obviously fought a bunch of people, and Jamal has a decent, resume. I mean,
yeah.
Look,
definitely, they're great, obviously, but there's levels to this, man. I think it's
so that's not a good fight in your opinion.
No, dude, because Canelo does that thing that he does to people, which is like, I don't care how fast you are. I don't care how strong you are. He just like just walks in on you, all slow and cool, and then boom, you blink, and it's like, man, he's got everybody's number, dude. He's too smart.
So you prefer Billy Joe over Jamal?
Yeah.
But by prefer you mean?
I think he's got the style of Billy Joe's got the style, the modern style of fighting. You know what I mean? The evolution, like the Lomachenko, the Crawford, the switching the stance. He's lying on his feet. He's not your traditional Tyson Fury.
And don't forget, he's a fighting man. He's a fighting man. They fight from birth. They jump out through fighting.
Wait, but to be
gypsies taking a caravan to the fight, man. Like,
but to be clear, you're saying you prefer Billy because you think Billy has more of a chance than Jamal.
Yeah.
But you don't think that Jamal is the bigger fight? Like, you don't think more people would be excited for Jamal versus Canelo?
I think numbers wise, it might do better. But I feel like real boxing people that really know. Especially like, people that don't know about Billy Joe. Like, some people still don't know who he is. And I'm like, how do you not know who he is? Like, he's great. To me, this is going to be the more entertaining fight.
Well, Josh, man, those are all our questions. Can you please give out your social media for anybody who isn't following you can do so? And, man, we want to thank you, obviously, for taking out the time. I know you woke up early over there on the West Coast. Wish you all the best with the fight with Aron Carter and the success of your gym, man. Actually, I wanted to ask, how many square feet? Because this thing looks beautiful.
It's right under 3,000. But what's beautiful is we're right on the beach, and we're like all windows. We're all windows, so it's like you get that natural like Santa Monica sunlight coming in. And
no, it looks so modern and clean, bro. It's like black and white. It looks like a photo shoot, freaking gym, bro.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. I'm trying to make the perfect balance between a fitness gym with like fitness boxing, because we teach Cuban technique. I put people on the line. And I have people working, line drills and stuff like that. So it's the only gym. I tell everybody, you're going to leave here. I have people that have been training all around town for 3 years. And they come in and they learn something. You're going to learn something every time you leave here. At least 1% better than when you came in. But it's at Beautiful Violence. You can't forget that. At Beautiful Violence. And then my gym is at Fighter Boxing Club. So Fighter without an E Boxing Club. And I appreciate you guys, man. You can bring me on whenever, and we could just talk shop. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. Appreciate you. We're screen sharing it now for anybody who isn't following. And I'm actually showing your fighter here, Eddie Jackson.
Canadian over there, man. I'm from Canada, so hopefully, you get the visa sorted out so we can get her, doing her thing, man.
And and Canada's doing a lot for boxing right now too. I'm trying to fly myself out to Canada to help some fighters out there, man, because Canada people are coming up.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for coming on, man. We look to talk to you very soon.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Thanks, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trainer for Aron Carter, Josh Polit, and let's hope that he's on the come up and he,
it's Polit.
Polit, and he does, he gets, because I don't want this one to be like, your end all be all,
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Untitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.